the, the highlight of last night's stream, it was that when I've got to go back and I'm gonna totally put that in highlights, is when that kid was like pointing in Among Us, was pointing at the other guy, and he goes, "It was him, it was him. He killed the one I was simping over."
You also have to you.
I like your cut, G. Dude, if you ain't bald, you ain't doing it right. Just telling you, you ain't bald, you ain't doing it right. Only way to roll. That beanies. You need beanies. You're gonna be bald. You need that beanies. I wanna die.
I've never heard of a fart apart from my dad's that made someone's eyes water.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I've got a funny story. All right. Hold on. Let's. You guys will like this. This is funny. So one of my jobs with the army was to play war games and get people trained up and ready to go to Afghanistan, right? Right? So the way that this would work, you like, I've been tortured, I've been waterboarded. Like, there was a lot of things that were on the table, because waterboarding won't kill you, but it is extremely uncomfortable.
Or you put like the rag over your face and then.
Yeah, so they put you on the board. They tip you where all the blood rushes to your head, so it puts a lot of pressure in your skull, and then they stick a rag over your head, and then they pour water on your face, and it makes it it makes it really difficult to breathe. You won't die from it, but you will feel like you are drowning, right? She also got kicked again. All right, so we had this NCO who had the most notorious farts. He single-handedly stopped a unit in formation, and the first sergeant had to run to the bathroom to go puke because he farted next to the first sergeant in front of 100 people.
That man can defeat an entire army with just his fart.
Hold on. So we were training up these guys from the 82nd Airborne to go to Afghanistan. And they rolled up on us, and they killed all of us, and then they captured him. They were going to take him and go interrogate him, right? So they stuck some cuffs on him, some zip ties on him, put his harness behind his back, and put him in one of the Humvees. He gets in this Humvee, and they start to drive off. This is all we saw, right? Because this is like a war game. This is all we saw. We saw that Humvee screech to just like this amazing halt in the middle of the formation, right? Like 5 different vehicles all in a row. It screeches to a halt, and then the driver and the guy who's in the front seat both get out and start puking. And this motherfucker opens the door and runs the fuck off into the woods. He farted so bad in that Humvee that he got away. While handcuffed, he got away. We found him later and cut the cuffs on him.
Nearly 20 years ago or something like that.
Okay.
But before he bought that, he bought a truck. So here's the story he told me. He bought a truck. So the friend of worker or something at Ford needed a truck to haul his trailer for a vacation.
Okay.
And he made a special truck that could haul that.
Okay.
It's not diesel or anything. They shipped it to the wrong dealership, and his friend already bought a truck to haul his trailer. My dad ended up going to that dealership and buying that truck, and it was a year early. So when my dad drove that truck off the lot, technically that truck wasn't going to be released for another year.
Okay, that sounds like that could have been summed up that my dad got a truck a year early. Drill Sergeant Edie. I can't remember his name. We didn't see him much, honestly. Drill Sergeant Castro was like the main scary. Like, I could have sworn this guy, when I first met him, I'm taller and bigger than he is, and I'm stronger. But when I first met that motherfucker, if you would ask me to describe Drill Sergeant Castro, when I first met him, I'd have told you he was 6'12". I know it's impossible, but he was 6'12" and built like a brick house. Like that's what I would have told you. If drill sergeants, like everybody says, oh, I'll hit a We had motherfuckers try to hit a drill sergeant. You know what happened? They got jumped by 6 drill sergeants who are in peak physical condition, and they just beat the fuck out of the guy. Law and Muhammad and Pharaoh. Muhammad and Pharaoh in the house. Muhammad left. Yeah, I mean, like we had this guy that we called Herbert the pervert come by. Wait, hold on. I need to put this in here. There we go. We had this guy we called Herbert the pervert, right? So whatever they do, we had this guy. No, this guy earned his name Herbert the pervert. So this guy would come into the place, and he would basically simp on all of the women in the place. Okay, and he would just go around. He would like buy girls random stuff, just randomly. He would go out there and like buy them. And the guy was in his 80s. The guy was straight up in his 80s, but he would just go around buying these girls random nice things and tell them that they were beautiful and whatnot. He was really creepy, right? I'm John the J. All right. But one day he comes into me. This was when I was still in sales. He comes into me and he says, I need to buy some cell phones for me and my wife. He wanted to make the switch from a flip phone. Yeah, I know. A flip phone to a smartphone. And so I didn't want to take advantage of him because I'm big on not taking advantage of people because I know he doesn't know what he's asking. And I knew he didn't know how these phones worked at all. So I got him like a buy one get one free deal on a cheap iPhone. And I figured iPhone would be simple enough for this guy to understand. Okay, so so I'm in PE Zoom. Oh, that's gross. That is very gross. Oh my god, that is so gross. That is so gross, lol. Yeah, so buy one get one free. So I don't want to go in the way the buy one get one free works, but it was a buy one get one free. Okay, and that way he got a cell phone for free for him and his wife. Now, I went to set up his Apple account, and it took us an hour and a half to set up his Apple account because he couldn't. Because I would ask him like the questions, and it took him 45 minutes. You know how when you set up an Apple account, it has you do the like if you have to reset your password, you have to do the challenge questions, and it makes you set up 3 of those. Like it took him 20 minutes to come up with the password, and it took him 45 minutes to come up with the answers to 3 questions. Okay, that was crazy. It was so stupid. It was like really, 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 really. It was horrible. It was horrible. So then, when it came time to set up his wife's Ian mustache, skip the J, not me. Skip J. We will use what's stuck to me. E.T. the extraterrestrial. I've no idea what you just said. All right, so when it came to setting up his wife's phone, I just put his wife's phone and had it be the exact same Apple ID, so I didn't have to go through that hour and a half process again. And it was going to be longer because he didn't know any of the question the old adage, like the questions that I was going to ask about his wife. All right, so he went home. 3 months later, the guy comes back in, right? And I go, hey Herb, how's it going? He goes, I wish I'd never bought those phones from you. She knows now. She knows. And I was like, who knows what? What's going on? So when you set up 2 phones with the same Apple ID, they get each other's text messages because it goes through Apple's text message system, right? So they were getting. I didn't think there would be a whole lot of text messages, right? It turns out that his wife was getting his text messages, and this guy had 3 girlfriends in his 80s. 3 girlfriends. I was like, Herb was 90 something. And I was like, Herb, For real quick. Like, I'm not even upset. I'm impressed. I'm not even upset. I'm impressed. And I go, Herb, for real, does your shit still work? I'm just looking at Herb. Does it still work? Does your shit still work?
You can't start, Diamond. You can't start it because there's
Blue. Look at this. I'm gonna kill you. Was it scary?
There is one too many people.
We have one too many people. Please, somebody.
Leave the game.
It's probably the banana.
He's not scary.
I'm sorry, but
He's dumb.
Everyone vote banana out of the game.
It's my brother.
That is banana.
It's my brother. I'm a crispy
Banana's
banana.
Your brother? Your brother Banana?
I'm
Gross.
12 and he's 10.
It's a little bit weird.
I'm Arnold.
No, you're not Arnold.
Shut the
you're
fuck
a banana.
why does it look like I'm
You're
depressed?
definitely banana.
You want me to be something
You're
else, you
bringing
stupid
down!
bitch?
You're banana.
So
Oh,
okay, so
it was not shade. It was not.
Wait.
Oh,
Jen
no,
watched
Lucky.
me do medbay.
I'm
Yeah,
Lucky.
because
Lucky
he
was-
was the only one that he was the only one
Lucky.
that could have done the kill. It was an admin, and you did medbay. Jen watched both
Yeah.
of us. He
I'm
couldn't
going
have
with
killed. It
Yep.
was definitely him.
Bye, Lucky. That's right. I got my eye on you, SpongeBob. Oh shit! Open the door.